In this lecture, we're going to discuss how to analyze a link. The importance of link quality in SEO cannot be overstated. Before you begin any link building project within SEO, you must be sure you're pursuing links that will not only have an impact today, but will continue to have a positive impact in the future. That means understanding what makes a quality link and why. Let's take a look at the elements of link analysis. Number 1. Relevance. Relevance should always be the North Star of your link building compass. Without relevance, a link will be at best subpar quality and at worst negatively impact your SEO efforts. It could even potentially result in a penalty. Of course, relevance isn't the only factor worth considering, but it's certainly the first you should examine. As with the elements of a link, relevance needs to be analyzed at both the page and domain level. At the page level, you should always be strictly relevant. If the link doesn't make contextual sense on the page, the link will be useless or worse. Domain-to-domain relevance should be a goal, but there will be times that the link only makes relevant sense at the page level. A good example of a quality link lacking domain relevance would be a link from the New York Times to, say, a mom blog. Number 2. Link type. Link type is the second consideration when analyzing a link. This means both the way the link is formed and the manner in which it's linking, both of which makes a difference in link quality. First, let's examine the different ways a link can be formed. Anchor text link. Anchor text is the visible, clickable text of the link. Anchor text links are the most common and best way to increase search ranking for a targeted keyword. But remember, Penguin will punish over-optimization. The words used as anchor text can include branded, keyword-rich, partial branded, and long tail. Variety is extremely important in organic link building. Naked URL link. A naked URL is when the full path URL is used as anchor text. Here is an example of a naked URL. These are a very natural way to link, although not as powerful as an anchor text link. Citation link. Citation links are the condensed version of a naked URL. An example would be pageonepower.com. Citation links tend to be more powerful if your web address is the same as your brand name. Image link. An image link is when an image is used as the link. In other words, clicking the image takes you to a new page. These are good for link diversity, as long as the alt attribute tag is properly utilized. This tag acts as the link's anchor text. Short link. A short link is a condensed or short URL that will redirect you to a full URL. These links need to be examined to see how they're redirecting to determine whether they're passing link equity. Each of the above methods of linking has its pluses and minuses, and each has an impact on the quality of the link. Now let's take a look at the different manners of linking. Direct. A normal, regular link that takes you straight to the intended page. There's nothing to impede link equity or link quality. Redirect. A redirect is a link that takes you to one page, which then passes you on to another. This can mean link equity is lost if Google's crawlers can't follow the redirect, which will make the link virtually worthless for SEO purposes. Redirect links need to be checked to see whether they are a permanent 301 redirect or temporary 302 redirects. 301s pass link equity, but 302s pass little to no link equity. Site-wide. A site-wide backlink is located on every page of the entire linking site. Typically, this happens when a link occurs in the footer or sidebar of the site. This can be natural, and Google often counts these as a single link. In some cases, Google may red flag site-wide links, especially if it's a pattern. JavaScript. Oftentimes, JavaScript is used to create drop-down, fly-out, or mega menus on a site. These are often SEO friendly, but it all depends on how they are coded. Nofollow. Nofollow is an HTML tag which tells Google crawlers to ignore the link. This means the site owner chose not to pass link equity. Google advises using nofollow tag for paid links or links to websites you don't specifically trust. There are different arguments about whether or not these have any value, as Google is vague about how they treat them. A few nofollow links are very natural within a site's backlink profile. The goal here is to build natural links. You want a variety of naked URL, citation, image, and anchor text links. Variety within anchor text links themselves is essential as well. You should be using a mix of branded terms, partial branded terms, long-tail keywords, exact match keywords, and synonyms. As far as a method of linking, you should always strive for direct. Keep an eye on site-wide, redirects, and JavaScript, and be aware of their potential to diminish or hurt your SEO efforts. Number 3, authority. Authority is the next metric you'll need to measure in order to determine link quality. This was overvalued in the past, often being placed above relevance. In today's link-building world, authority is still an important link metric, but if the link isn't relevant or the link is created in a poor manner, then authority won't be enough to move the needle. Authority can be measured in a variety of ways depending on personal preference. There's the page rank toolbar, which I don't recommend as Google only updates it periodically. As you can see, it has our own site, pageonepower.com, at a page rank of 5. Then there's the toolbar from Moz, which includes the metrics domain authority, page authority, and Moz rank. I found this to be the most convenient tool to use as it's lightweight, accurate, and free. Regardless of how you decide to determine authority, keep in mind that it's more of a quality check than a determining factor. You want to meet minimum thresholds, not chase the purple dragon of high authority. For link quality, we've had much better results acquiring natural links from high relevant niche sites than chasing after a link from the New York Times. Make sure to check the authority of the page and the domain, as both will impact link quality. And don't rely on toolbars to tell you a site's quality either. Check traffic levels with SEMrush. Check out social media engagement and blog comments. Check for signs of actual life on the site and the quality of engagement. Number 4, location. The location of the link on the page is the next factor in link analysis. Where the link is located plays a role in how much link equity is passed. Here's a sliding scale of link placement, from best to worst. Number 1, in content. Number 2, boxed out of content, such as an author bio box. Number 3, sidebar. Number 4, footer. Now obviously, you can't control link placement. In fact, it's far better to have a link make contextual sense than to be shoehorned in to increase link equity. But for understanding and analyzing links, keep in mind that the location of the link does affect the link's overall quality. Number 5, smell test. SEO is in some ways an art as much as it is a science. When analyzing a link, it's important to look beyond link metrics. The site as a whole needs at least a quick quality analysis. One thing I've learned from doing thousands of quick site analysis is don't be afraid to listen to your instincts. In link building, I refer to this as the smell test. Our noses know when a site stinks, sometimes even before we can logically determine it. More specifically, here's what I typically look at when performing a quick and dirty smell test. Other outbound links on the page and even domain. Content quality, both page and domain. Website or brand information. Contact information. Date and frequency of blog post if there is a blog. Basically, scan through the site with a critical eye. Do they have a blog? Is it up to date? How's the content quality? Do they have an in-depth about page? Are they linking out to irrelevant sites? Do they have an address in the contact page? What about a phone number? Who runs the site? What's their background? All of these questions will separate the wheat from the chaff, a real website from a thinly veiled spam site. Once again, this is to make sure your link isn't in a bad link neighborhood. Check the site for quality practices outside of link metrics. Spend enough time scouring the web and you'll develop a keen sense of site quality quickly. Putting it all together. The point of breaking down and analyzing a link is to better understand a strong link versus a weak link, and what separates the two. If you're worried about a link, simply check page and domain relevance, link type, site authority, link placement, website smell test. By the end, you'll have a better understanding of the value of the link, not to mention an idea of the quality of the linking website. The goal should be links on sites that make sense, which will continue to have a positive, ongoing impact on your SEO efforts.